So we are in Groningen, the capital of the province of Groningen, up in the north. That explains the cold and humidity. That over there is the train station. The Tower of Martin is there. Somewhere is also the Museum of Groningen, which is not about Groningen, it's about modern art.
Yeah.
Quite ironic. But let's just first walk to the center.
Okay.
So what is famous about this province of Groningen?
Or infamous.
Infamous, yeah. Well, first of all, the University of Groningen is quite well known among Dutch people.
But it's also quite international, I think. I mean,
Okay.
for being quite remote and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this city is a student city, as you can see. No, joking. The mustard from Groningen is quite famous. The football team with the weird logo.
FC Groningen.
FC Groningen, yeah. Earthquakes in this region.
Yes, it's the only part in the Netherlands where you have frequent earthquakes.
By pulling gas out of the earth through the method of fracking like they do in the US, Groningen, the province, has been experiencing several waves of earthquakes in the recent decades.
People's houses are breaking because of the earthquakes, and there's a lot of discussion in the political spheres. Should we stop the gas winning because people are very unhappy that their houses are breaking?
Yeah.
Or should we just continue for the money? Yeah.
So, the statue of a man with a horse next to the central station of Groningen. Why a horse? We don't really know, but it seems to be very typical of the north of both Germany and the Netherlands, because in Twente, the region of Twente, where Enschede, Almelo, they also have a horse in their shield. Niedersachsen, so the Bundesland of Lower Saxony in Germany also has a horse in its shield.
I guess it's because they are really farming regions and horses form a big part of farming.
Yeah.
It's kind of the image of those provinces.
This is the Museum of Groningen, which is not about the province of Groningen, it's about art. We're gonna shortly check it out. We'll film anything that is interesting for the video. Yeah, so it was built in the 90s in the style that was contemporary. Nowadays it looks a bit odd. So that was basically the Groningen Museum. Not interesting at all, right? I mean,
No.
it was quite bad.
Yeah, it's just modern art that is all about shocking or something.
Yeah.
Being as weird as possible.
Also, 2 floors were closed, so there was only 1 floor, the underground floor,
Yeah.
that you could look at.
Well, we could use a toilet.
Yeah, that's a positive thing.
And confuse the staff by
Yeah.
our strange visit.
They were looking a bit startled.
Oh well.
Now we're going further into the center and to the University Museum. So this is the synagogue of Groningen. It looks a bit like the one in Zwolle, or the old synagogue in Zwolle.
I know that my family was born there. They We don't like it ourselves.
No.
The only one who's not
Yeah, we are at one of the main squares, or maybe the main square, with the grain market, the old grain market. And over there in the back, you have a real market.
So we can look on the market for a moment.
Yeah, you can see they are still building up their shops, their tents. That in the background is, let's say, the symbol of the city of Groningen, the Martini Toren.
Yeah, Martini Tower.
Yeah. So, this is possibly the town hall of Groningen, the Grote Markt Square. And then in the background, we have the Martini Tower, which is slightly inclined, like any good tower, like Pisa or the tower in Campo. This is the library. Ah, this is the library of the University of Groningen, Universiteitsbibliotheek. And over here, Academia in the top. So this might be the old building of the university.
Yeah, might be one of the faculties, like law or psychology or social sciences.
So now we are at the University Museum of Groningen. We're gonna go inside with the museum card and hopefully find out something about the university here. So this exposition in the museum tells you about the perception of time and what it does with psychology. We already kind of knew that when you do many things, many events in one day or 1 week or in a certain amount of time, you feel like that time goes slower. That's why we love like doing many things when traveling and not having a routine, because it makes our lives longer, or at least feel longer. It just doesn't click. So it's from the 17th century, 1614. Yeah. It's not very old compared to many universities, but it's old enough that it has its own traditions.
Yeah. Leiden is older, I think.
Yeah, and back then they still had Latin as the academic language.
Yeah.
So that was the University Museum. That was surprisingly interesting, at least the first part with the experiments. We also helped with our data to research more about the psychology of time perception.
Although I'm not sure how much I helped because I was very inconsistent.
Or how much I also helped because I have very thick fingers, so then the screens were not able to recognize when I was hitting them. By the way, that's a beautiful church with yellow strips on the tower. And the market has come to life. Careful with bicycles. La la la. So. So now we are going to the Poke Bar to have lunch. It's really welcome.
Yes.
So these are the bowls. Mine is with crispy chicken, and my wife's is with salmon. Yeah, avocado and so on.
Coconut, carrot.
Yeah.
Oh, and roti.
Yeah. So let's enjoy. So we are done at the poke bar. It was quite good,
Yeah.
actually. 22.50 in total. So not bad for lunch. Like 11 euros per person. And now we are going to a cafe run by cats. This is the cafe, and there's a cat there.
Hadden jullie een reservering? Nee. Nee, dan zitten we helemaal vol op het moment. Het eerste plekje wat ik vrij heb is pas weer om 4 uur.
Well, that was a bummer.
Yeah.
The first free spot was at 4.
It's the most popular place in Groningen.
Yeah, I understand because they have cute cats.
Yeah.
Okay, after a lot of searching, we didn't find any suitable option. So we are just gonna leave Groningen because we are on a tight schedule. We have an appointment in 1 hour and it takes 55 minutes to get there, so we really need to go. We would have loved to be at the cat cafe, but yeah, the past days in these countries do not seem to go very well.